If you're not willing to do it and you want an easy button, I don't think this is the right game to play because it is very crowded. When you think the markets are too saturated? For who? For us? No. I love saturated markets because it's an indicator of demand. Josh, you were just on a stage and you were the only one that said that, right? Everybody else is like, yeah, we're looking for unsaturated markets. We're looking for outskirted markets. And so for some people, saturated markets are a kiss of death because they just get lost in the crowd. For us, we like it as demand because we know what it's going to take to go win in those types of markets, but it's not easy. It is a lot of work. And there are things that you need to do that a lot of people are not willing to do, right, Josh? I was correct. You were the only one saying that, right?
Yeah, man. I was in a couple different panels, and one of the panels was saturation's a dirty word, and I like that word. When you have an unfair advantage, it's really fun to play, right?
Yeah, it is.
If it's roulette is red, black, and some numbers, right? But what happens if you knew it was always going to be red, or you knew it was always going to be from 10 to 13? Right? I can play a really fun game that way. And so when you have the consumer behavior that, hey, we're continuing to spend money here. I'll use Hilton Head as an example. We are one of 2,700 two-bedroom, two-bath condos on that 9-mile Long Island.
Yep.
And we dominate our resort, right? Because it's easy. Because if I go look at all the other listings of 311 other two-bedroom condos in my same resort that have the same floor plan, the same everything. Right, we don't even have ocean view at ours, and we dominate that resort because if you look at all 311 others, they are the exact same property.
Yep.
I couldn't tell you one from the next.
Yep.
Right, and you're at that point they're having to compete on price, and then you can look at the fact that what we're able to do with pricing strategies, how we're able to convey all this into our marketing to say, hey, everyone else is having to operate at 80 to 90% occupancy, which is really great occupancy. But at like 2/3 of the rate we operate at, we get less wear and tear. We use our properties a good bit, right? The kids love it. We love it. It's part of the benefit of our lifestyle asset, right? That we get to be able to do that. And we use Mike's design. But we've had people ask us, can you manage my unit for me? And I'm like, are you willing to invest into its success to get to this point? No, we just want your results, but we don't want to do what it took to get there, right?
Yeah.
And that's why they remain where they are.
Yeah, and it happens over and over. That's what I say though. You got you're one of 2,000 two bedrooms in a 9-mile radius. You're in a community with 300 homes that look exactly the same amenities, same proximity. You're going to have the best views in the area. Yet you're dominating that entire workplace, and because you're willing to do and put in the steps that it takes to create a category of one. Set yourself up to be a category of one, be different, unique, something that the consumer can say, yeah, I can actually see why that one's different, but I can't see why these other 300 homes are different. They all look the same to me, right? And so that's why we do what we do and why it is a massive unfair advantage and why I think it's going to be a massive unfair advantage for a long time is because it's easy to talk about. We'll have this conversation, and then there's going to be 5 other people on their having this exact same conversation on their podcast. Oh, you got to create category one. Oh, you got to have these unique experiences. Oh, you have to do this. It's actually hard to do, and it is not easy to execute and be able to do that. And so, where we've had a lot of success doing it, and we're seeing how the results are across the board, different property types, different markets, different target audiences, all this kind of stuff leads back to one definitive thing is if we can create a unique experience for a target audience that is different than what the other people in your market are actually offering, you have a really good chance of succeeding in the short-term rental game because you're going to give the consumer a reason to book your property above and beyond everybody else's, but also give them a reason to pay you a premium price for it as well. And at the end of the day, that's what we want.